All right, this is Super Dave from Super Dave's Cave. I know it's been a couple of weeks here. I had some things going on I had to take care of. Um, this thing with Trump, as I watched today, Adam Schiff come out with his crazy, insane statement, and then it's one after another. Apparently, the woman, Sewell, um, she apparently didn't hear anything that the guy had said to Adam Schiff about his inability to. He didn't even know who the whistleblower was, but she pressed him and pressed him and pressed him and tried to make him promise that this all was going to be beautiful, wonderful, candy coated stuff. And uh, it's getting so old, folks. And I'm hearing these crazy things here coming out. When people are on one side or the other start calling the other one insane, and they start saying that we can't trust what's being said by them, that they're destroying our country. What is it that you want us to do? You keep telling us to vote, and we vote, and these same individuals have been in there. We have some of them been in there since I was 18 years old. I'll be 54 this year. 18, some of these people been, and I'm not just talking about Democrats, I'm talking about Republicans too. You've all managed to make yourselves incredibly rich. It amazes me that we have this homeless situation, we have people starving to death, we have all this stuff going on, but each one of these candidates was given donations of millions and millions of dollars. There was like 20 candidates. Each one of them was given millions and millions of dollars by individuals while people are starving on the streets. Advertisements for them to run their ads here coming up. When they start running ads, are going to be in the millions of dollars. Hillary's and Donald's election, they said, ran into the billions. There is a systemic problem with power and power grabbing and people who want it and are not willing to ever give it up. We pay basketball players now billions. Apparently, we have a basketball player, um, LeBron James, who's now worth $1 billion. Uh, think about that, folks. $1 billion. That's an insane amount of money to pay anyone to bounce a fucking ball. I don't care. This guy, if you're getting paid the money that he was getting paid, you better be winning the game by yourself. You better score every fucking point. You better fucking, you better make whoever you're, because somebody else is paying some other guy a crazy amounts of money like this too. So apparently we should really only have two guys on the court battling against each other for billions of dollars. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? While we have people with no jobs, we have high unemployment still. Where I live in West Virginia, our unemployment rate is still through the roof. Our last jobs report, when Jim Justice came out and bragged that we had a 5.4 growth GDP for our state, well, that's because what we have here is we have a sellout group. The sellout group is turning around and they're selling off our resources here to other countries. Apparently, we're into some sort of deal with China for $83 billion. How much of our petroleum and oils and fracking and everything else, and what else I know they're already taking our lumber, because I've been to the lumber yard here and I tried to purchase some lumber. And as I looked at massive, massive piles and piles of our lumber, while I'm paying big bucks for it myself at the 84 Lumber or Lowe's for a board, they're selling off our lumber to China. And I'm talking mass quantity. I saw so much I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even buy one pallet, not one. I wasn't allowed to get nothing. Um, they just signed a deal with Hungary. Hungary is going to come in here and they're going to set up a little plant or whatever it is they're going to do. They're going to extract our resources. They're going to take them out of here. Excuse me. They're going to take them out of here and they're going to create maybe 200, 300 jobs. We have 650,000 people on unemployment or unemployed in West Virginia. Think about that. So that's 650,000 people. Our job growth since Donald Trump has come in is 0.1%. That's like me slicing up a penny into 10 pieces and giving 10 different people one and saying, there you go, have a good day. It's ridiculous. Don, your tax thing that you claimed was going to be aimed at the middle class, it cost me money. Okay? It didn't help us. Our check increased by $10. $10. We couldn't afford our insurance anymore. It's not You're not making a lot of things better. Um, Now let's go to Hunter Biden. Um, I think Hunter Biden and his dad created the same situation that they created with these other people did with their kids in their schools. It's the same type of thing, except Joe used taxpayer money instead of his own money to pay off the Ukrainian people or whoever it is to get this kid on the board. Once shit started hitting the fan, he was already constantly in trouble here. I guess I don't know the full details of that, but I don't. It doesn't really matter. His dad needed to probably get him out of the country and to get him out of some mischief, so he got him placed on this board in the Ukraine for 50 grand a month. Unbelievable. I mean, holy. I mean, who deserves 50 grand a month? I'm not really sure. He must have been doing some pretty. He must have been drilling the holes. He must have been fracking the hole. He must have been uh, canning the oils or the propane tanks or whatever it is that they do over there. He must have been doing it all, loading it onto the trucks. He must have been driving the truck to the station, dropping it off at the station, and then actually probably driving the boat back from the Ukraine to the US or wherever it was going to, because I mean for 50 grand a month, you better be fucking doing that. So I think it falls in the same line as the school issues. These people are being thrown in jail for paying the schools to take their kids on lies and deceptions. That their kids were sports athletes and blah blah blah, which is typical rich people. This has been going on since I was in high school. I went to Orchard Park High School, where the Bills coaches kids play ball or go to school and join the football team, and all those kids always got the first rate stuff all the time. They were always the first string players. We got laid back and we had to sit there and watch these guys soar while we got to do nothing. It's been like that. It's always been like that. It wasn't that these guys were better, it was their status. It had nothing to do with their speed, their abilities, or anything. We used to play these guys. They thought they were all hot shit, and we used to play them out at the Erie Community College grass field and beat them. They couldn't touch me. I'd run right over all of them. It didn't make any difference. But I never got a shot in the school. Never, because I had to compete against guys like Chucky Knox Jr., Steve Moore, uh, Dean Neverith, Danny Neverith's kid. I mean, it is what it is. We accepted it and we dealt with it. I guess. I mean, you know, some of us got the chance and some of us didn't. But it's always been like that. Now, Joe did the same thing. He used our taxpayer money to get his kid taken in, and I think he ought to be in trouble just as much as Lori Loughlin for what he did. That's my opinion. Super Dave's Cave. I'm out. So kind of a long one tonight. Sorry.